Hello, welcome all of you here once again in another session, and we discuss figures of speech for 2025 as well as 2026 examinations. In the past two sessions, I think we have discussed dozens of probably 20 or 20 plus. Let's resume the same. Welcome all of you watching it live. Welcome all of you watching it later. Shivalras, Sachin, Nancy, Jajnendra, Vaishnavi, good evening. Welcome all of you here. Let's start figures of speech, where we decorate our words in order to have better impact, clarity, or beautify. We have discussed simile, showing similarity, metaphor, implied simile, personification, treating non-livings as humans, alliteration, quite commonly asked by SSC, repetition of the same letter at the beginning, then assonance for vowel sounds, consonants for consonant sounds, repetition of vowel sounds and consonant sounds. When you exaggerate pretty much, call it hyperbole. Oxymoron has two distinct words together having opposite meaning. Paradox, maybe in this paragraph or that paragraph, in this line or that line, two opposite things. Oxymoron has straight together juxtaposed. It doesn't have juxtaposed. Maybe something defined here in an RC and something defined here. That is going to be the paradox, but that's also opposite. Irony. Oh, they said this, but did this. Total contrast. For criticism, usually in humor and politics, we use irony, where the words have exactly the same spelling or say they've been derived from the exact sounds, onomatopoeia. Pun, what a way to define something, where you use one word having some meaning, but for that noun or anything such, subject and all, we put a similar word having the same sound or the same spelling but having a different meaning. That's also used in humor quite a lot. Apostrophe, next stage of personification, where we talk to the absent, to the abstract, to the imaginary, or the personified objects. O time, metonymy, onym, a different name, usually a short name for something. Bench for the jury, crown for the king, and such. Synecdoche, a gamma first real 6 strings. 6 strings, okay, guitar. Yes. I got a new pair of wheels. Whoa, you got a new car? Yes. When some part of some whole is representing that whole, synecdoche. Euphemism, using mild, polite, soft words for the harsh, rude, or the obscene, profane, such. Lightities, where we use negative in order to produce affirmative or positive sense. No, not bad. Not bad. That means that was a good performance. We have tautology, chivalrous, saying the same stuff again in different words. Sometimes it causes superfluous statement. Free gifts. Gifts are always free. Repeat again, obviously. Climax, where we have increasing order in the sentences. The last one deserves the emphasis. He worked, improved, and transformed his future. Anti-climax creates humor, in my opinion. Strongest first, then medium, then quite easy peasy at the end. Fought for justice, truth, and better parking spot. And probably that was the last one on the last turn. Allusion, which is a one word also, vocabulary word also, hinting at someone, referring to someone, maybe MK Gandhi, maybe Nelson Mandela, maybe any public figure and such and such and such. Here we are. Antithesis, putting, once again, just like oxymoron, but sometimes we have a conjunction in between. All of you know such words. Everything has its pros and cons, advantages and disadvantages. Actually, life is full of ups and downs. Ups and downs, they are also opposite words, but when they are put together in order to create a balance, life is full of ups and downs. Yes, my phone has great camera, super great camera, but batteries, so it will create a balance. Camera is impressive, battery is not that good. So it's okay. Camera is good now, that way. Antithesis, actually thesis and the opposite of that, antithesis, putting two contrasting ideas side by side to highlight their difference and create a balanced effect. Quite common in speeches as marked. Argumentative writing, high level prose, authors sharpen the distinctions or present a nuanced contrast. Ups and downs, pros and cons, advantages and disadvantages, and some examples marked here. He spoke of hope and despair, urging society to choose wisely. Hope and despair can focus on the emphasized bold part. The policy promises freedom but demands responsibility. Now, freedom, responsibility should be opposite. Her argument was simple yet profound, leaving the panel thoughtful. Simple but profound. City is a great place of great wealth and greater want. Of great wealth. So one has great wealth, shouldn't be wanting something. No, great wealth and greater want, side by side. The plan required caution and courage. Have a look, say done, we go ahead. Yes. Nancy, depends upon the perception of the author. That way, a language is always ambiguous. You know this. Welcome, Mohini, Gungun. Analyze, go through, and ask your doubts. Once it's clear, we'll go ahead. Yes, usually, the little I know, usually we have a conjunction and two different contrast words. Ifs and buts. Yeses and nos. Pros and cons. Waiting for your response and we go ahead then. Okay. Next, anaphora. And the next is epiphora, epistrophe also. They are also similar but opposite. Say related. In anaphora, you repeat something. Alliteration also had repetition, but that was of letters. The next two, synecdochean, they had the repetition of sounds, but just the letters or the sounds. Now we have the repetition of phrases, that means a couple of words, maybe clauses also. It's the deliberate repetition of a word or a phrase at the beginning. The next one will be in the end of successive clauses or sentences. It puts emphasis, creates rhythm also because we are repeating words or phrases, and reinforces the idea. We must prepare, we must adapt, and we must endure the changing challenges. We must, we must, we must. Every citizen deserves justice, every citizen seeks dignity, and every citizen needs opportunity. In every failure, he found a lesson. In every lesson, a direction. This is the moment to reflect. This is the moment to reform. With patience, progress comes. With patience, conflicts ease. Have a look, no problem. When you say done, we go ahead. Okay, if done, going ahead. Keeping the same, but not at the beginning now, in the end. That was anaphora. This is epiphora. Epistrophe. That was apostrophe. This is epistrophe. It does the same now in the end of a sentence or a clause. Repetition, not of a letter or a sound. Now it's of a word or a phrase, maybe a sentence also. It features the repetition of words or phrases at the end of successive clauses or sentences, building rhythm again, reinforcing the central idea or the tone. Remember the definition of democracy, everyone? Something like of the people, for the people, by the people. They demanded fairness for all, worked tirelessly for all, and delivered reforms for all. For all, for all, for all. Great. We respect parents, we respect teachers. Great. But that will be anaphora because in your statement, we respect is in the beginning, not in the end. No problem. Got it. He stood against injustice without fear, spoke truth without fear, acted boldly without fear. The city changed them in days, challenged in months, defined in years. He wanted clarity in thought, discipline in thought, and growth in thought. They pledged to serve the nation with honor, protect the people with honor, and defend the values with honor. I repeat, it had repetition in the beginning, it has repetition in the end. Done. Next. It's quite a good one. You must have gone through many poems in school with this. Imagery, and the same as images, but not the photos captured. We have photos nowadays for last 100 years or 150 and such. Back in 13th century, we didn't have cameras or mobile phone and such. And poetic or linguistic devices or say figures of speech belong to that era. So don't imagine this technology now. Think about the, what should I say, literature, the way of writing. When the author creates visual images, pictures in your mind that may be related to touch, maybe smell, maybe taste, maybe sight, anything such. Just like I say good morning, okay, there is no visualization of this morning in my mind. But if somebody says like this, the first example I can see here, bright colors, sharp aromas, and rising voices. I can now feel some colors, sharp aromas, and rising voices. That's imagery. So imagery uses vivid, sensory sensations. See, touch, smell, taste, feel. Sensory rich language to evoke mental pictures or images, visuals, appeal to the senses, sight, sound, touch, taste, smell. Strengthens the emotional impact, descriptive power, and reader engagement. The marketplace buzzed with bright colors. Yes, in the market we see colors on shops, of objects and such. Sharp aromas, they are also present. Rising voices, obviously. Now I can visualize a market in my mind. When I say I'm in the market, that's a casual statement. But this way, I think I can see that market. Imagination. Yes, Mohini. A cold mist curled around the street, giving the night, see, curled around the street. What? Mist. giving the night an uncertain spectral feel. The next one, as a student, as a teacher, both of us can feel. The classroom was filled with the faint smell of chalk and the soft rustling of pages. Yes, that's what happened in a classroom. His speech struck the audience like the first warm breeze after a long winter. I think I can feel this first warm breeze after a long winter. The report printed a picture of cities sinking under neon light and restless ambition. Yes, can feel or see or visualize cities sinking. Yes, warm, not in terms of hotness, warm in terms of feelings. I hope you remember this. Warm welcome. So the welcome needs or need not be hot, but warm in English shows with feelings, cold without feelings. He gave me a cold response. Cold shoulder. Give somebody a cold shoulder. So cold in terms of response is lack of feelings. Warm is full of feelings. So warm breeze that we can feel, sense. Say done, we go ahead. Welcome, good evening, Pragta. Next is one of my favorites, transferred epithet. Assume you are in a wedding ceremony last night, say in our family. So you were all awake last night. And today I ask, hey, how was it? That was a restless night. Now feel this. That was a restless, say sleepless, better. That was a sleepless night. You are putting the adjective sleepless before the night. I mean, nights don't sleep. We sleep. Haha, that means the same. Yep. This is called transferred epithet. When we transfer the adjective not on that noun where it belongs. On another noun, somewhere in the sentence, that quality is now transferred. Shifting the adjective from the noun it logically describes to another nearby, enriching expression and creating imagery. He walked through the sleepless city. Obviously, the city doesn't sleep. The people of the city must be sleepless. They endured a difficult conversation. We can feel the description out there. Though it was he who couldn't rest. The difficulty lay in the emotions, not the conversation. She stepped into nervous silence. Silence can't be nervous. She must be nervous. He took a thoughtful sip of tea while analyzing the documents. Oh, he must be thoughtful while sipping the tea. Sip of tea can't be thoughtful, can't think about anything. The team waited in the restless room. Room can't be restless. Team must be. One of my favorites. Transferred epithet. Say done, we go ahead. We had a doubt in the comment section 5-10 minutes ago. Sir, what about this figure of speech? The judge said, order, order, order. Here it is. Repetition that we all know. When we just repeat, somebody said, sir, remember me in your blessings, and I say, always, always, and always. Just repeating it. That's it. Repetition. using the same word or phrase multiple times for emphasis. I will not go there, not go there, not go there. Or emotional impact. Sometimes when kids or children become stubborn, then they say the same again and again and again. Reinforcing their plan required discipline. Discipline in thought, action, execution. Need not say discipline twice, but if we are saying, you are just reinforcing that idea. He dreamed of success, spoke of success, worked for success. The danger was real, real and immediate. The crisis grew slowly, slowly. You say done, we go ahead. The next one is quite common. All of us are able to with our friends. When he said, I'll be coming on time this time, and he comes late, as always, and we praise him. Hey, there is my bro, always coming on time. We know he was 1 hour late. Yes, yes, he is always on time, Sarcasm or the punitive irony. The difference is, irony wasn't for humor and such. Maybe, I'm not saying it can't be, but usually not. This is the punitive one. I think you remember a one word from SSC's PYQs. Impunity. Impunity. Punity is actually risk of punishment. Impunity is without risk of punishment. I repeat. Punity, risk of punishment. Impunity, without risk of punishment. And this is the punitive irony. That means it may be horrible. It may punish us. It may... Just a sec. So this is the punitive one. Maybe punishing us. That means strong irony in simple words if I say. Sarcasm, you know this. It uses sharp, cutting language to mock or criticize. Often saying the opposite of what is meant with our friends. We usually use this. So after the mistake, he said, brilliant job. Exactly what we needed right now. Seeing the empty file, she said, extremely detailed work you have done. You know, it doesn't mean that. When the meeting dragged, he said, whoa, what an efficient use of time. After the careless response, she said, your preparation is truly outstanding. Watching the chaos, noise unfold, he said, perfect coordination, as always. Punitive irony, sarcasm. Say done, we go ahead. Okay, next. This is poly, multiple, semi, meaning of words or related to words. When a word has a couple of meanings or more than that, and we make use of both or say multiple, it's polysemy. Play, like pun on multiple meanings. Deliberate use of a word that has more than one meaning, allowing the layered interpretation. Appears in high level writing and editorials. Feel those 4 or 5 examples. The minister promised change, leaving citizens to understand whether he meant reforms, that means total changes, or just adjustment. For example, if you are uncomfortable at 4 to 5, sir, please change the time of the class. Sure, sure. So tomorrow I welcome you at 4:02 or 4:02. What nonsense. If we are uncomfortable at 4, we would be expecting 5 to 6, 6 to 7, 7 to 8, not 4:02 to 5:02. So that can be also changed. Harsh, impressive. Yes. Read your comment. Yes. Her statement about the charged atmosphere. Okay, we have a. Yes, that was the next one. Her statement about the charged atmosphere hinted at both tension and excitement. Charged means both. The judge emphasized balance. Now, that may be balance in fairness or stability. The officer insisted on, that's my order. That means discipline. But in an order, that means aligned, sequence. The term light in the article suggested both illumination, so that's also light. The one which lights is a lighter in terms of, and reduced burden. I bought some new pair of shoes yesterday. They are so light. They don't have weight. So light means elimination also. Light means reduced weight also. Pun, it was. Multiple meaning, playing with that. Next, chiasmus, chiasmus. I hope you have heard some lines such. People who watch cricket, there was some, what should I say, controversial words said by the Indian cricket team to the captain of South African cricket team, Bavuma, that he is of short height and such. Those who witnessed, I hope you remember. Just putting an example. So somebody tweeted, I retweeted that, and those were impressive words. Behind the scenes, I can check. Just a sec. Telling exactly the lines. Yes, Wasim Zafar, if you remember. It's not the size of man in the fight. It's not the size of man in the fight, but the size of fight in the man. Feel the words. It's not the size of man in a fight, it's the size of fight in a man. Chiasmus, chiasmus. Reversing the structure of two parallel phrases to create a mirrored pattern, sometimes creating emphasis, sometimes greater effect, or even much, much greater than that. Quite common in philosophical writing. Feel this. Let's never negotiate out of fear, but let's never fear to negotiate. Never negotiate out of fear and never fear to negotiate. He works to live, not lives to work. The mirror pattern. Leader inspired the team and the team inspired the leader. She shaped her career and her career shaped her. I remember such a saying once again. First, we make our habits. Feel this. First, we make our habits. Then our habits make us. They trusted their strategy, and their strategy trusted them back. Okay. So before I finish, because time is up, let me show you one more. It'll be your task to understand this, or would love to see you on the next one. Have a look. Time's yours. Finishing things in a minute. Somewhat same. Yes, Nancy. Okay, so finishing things now. Bye-bye, take care, be safe. See you on the next turn. Till then, take care, be safe. Have a smile on your face. And yes, one can download the PDF of these sessions also. Download the Oliveboard app, and they are all available in the courses section. I repeat, the PDFs of YouTube classes are also there on your YouTube, on your Oliveboard app. Go to your courses section and they are all available. YouTube class PDFs. Do check. And yes, one more time I should say, thank you so much for making us a family of 25 million users. The sale is back, but it ends tonight. One can use the code 25M, 25 million, to grab flat 60% off on SSC course batch, mock test, or the super elite subscription, in which access to all the courses, batches, notes, videos is granted in just one subscription. The running ones and the upcoming ones also. And we are starting a new course today, the Foundation Course 2026 3.0. One can be a part of that also, starting today. Thank you. Bye-bye. Take care. Be safe. CGL Tier 2, Crash Course 3.0, Revision plus Practice, English Medium, and CGL 2026 Complete Foundation Course 3.0, English Medium. That was all. Thank you so much. See you. Thanks a lot. Thank you, Vaishnavi, for always being here. Chivalrous, respect. Thanks a lot. Nancy, and the others watching it live and later. Mohini, thanks a lot. Sorry. Okay. Thank you. See you. Harsh, thank you, brother. Thank you so much.